pray for an end to restrictions on reproductive rights and for a world where abortion is available for anyone who seeks it. Lord, hear our prayer.
My name is Morgan. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm glad to be here today, and thank you all for listening.
We pray for an end to police brutality and for an end to racism everywhere and in its many forms. Lord, hear our prayer.
Let me tell you a little about myself. I am a biracial woman who is on the autism spectrum and is part of the LGBTQ+ community, which means I'm a minority, or as I like to call it, quadruple marginalized. I am often seen as lesser because of these things. People often don't listen to me because I'm a woman. I have seen often throughout school that how boys and men get more credit for doing less than women do.
We pray for our LGBTQ+ community, that the world may rejoice in its diversity and recognize it as a reflection of God's love, which takes many forms. Lord, hear our prayer.
I struggle with the word believe. Belief feels too finite, like an acceptance that your mind will never change. And while I am a woman of many things, I am not a woman free from doubt. I could quote Walt Whitman here, or F. Scott Fitzgerald, but why quote a dead white man when I could quote me? I often think to myself, I don't believe in absolutes, except when I do. I think the world is far too complicated for black and whites. The world is constantly breaking binaries, whether that be gender, age, or even the binary idea of good versus evil. But also sometimes I do believe in absolutes. There are some things I firmly believe are only wrong, like transphobia or racism. How do I reconcile these opposing ideas? How do I firmly stick to my values and yet also leave room for the gray? For me, belief is too much of an absolute.
We pray for our transgender community, for an end to hateful and vitriolic rhetoric used to legislate against transgender freedoms, and for the mental health of all who are currently struggling because of it. Lord, hear our prayer.